What is up, hotties? Welcome back to another Stay Hot live stream. I'm Blaiden Kirk, joined as always by my two favorite co-hosts of all time, Matthew Sponhour and Theo Ash. I noticed that in the comments, someone said over under 8 minutes. Terrible line. Terrible line. We were ready today. I know last week we
were off by a bit.
We were off by a bit, but terrible line, man. We were on time today. Thank you also.
We were actually 4 minutes late, but you know.
No, because the stream started at 6. The stream started at 6, but our faces didn't appear until 6:05. I feel like that's pretty standard. That's pretty standard Stay Hot timing. I think over under 5 minutes is the correct line.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Matt, Theo, how are you guys doing? It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. How are you guys enjoying it?
Not much has happened. I'm working on my all 22 video, so I've been doing that. Me and Cammie did go out to get breakfast at a coffee shop called the Macy's, but we do that on like a lot, so that wasn't anything too crazy.
It was fun. I didn't do anything today. I'm at home, and my house still isn't fixed, so I did nothing today. I went and worked out. That's all about. I worked on, work stuff. I watched.
I mean, Matt, since you're home, you could have gotten your mom flowers. Like,
we don't. My parents are very against me giving them gifts.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
On any holiday or?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, actually, we've. It's just we figure when we're a little bit older. Here, we're probably not going to do gifts at all between either of us, but I'm 21 and I guess they still feel like they got to get me stuff. But I don't really like opening presents in front of people. All that. I mean, I like getting presents and people, it's nice, and I like Christmas, but this is part of my Thanksgiving is better than Christmas point, is that I think that it's actually nicer just to be with the family and not have to worry about getting the gifts and then all that.
I guess I think that's a valid argument.
This could be a good stream for our dating advice.
I forgot about that. That was ages ago we came up with that.
That was like years ago at this point when we thought about doing a dating advice stream. So
yeah, how to structure your Tinder so that you get the most out of it. I don't know.
I would honestly be interested to hear how you do that, Blaiden.
All right, your first picture is just like a nice picture of you, just like a picture of you smiling, whatever, show off your teeth. Second picture should be like
the second picture you got to show off.
You got to show off
the smile. Like, if girls like a guy that smiles. All right, it's a known fact. All right, you got to be a happy-go-lucky guy.
First picture, here's the chompers. What do we think?
Then the next one is the same pose, the same location, but you're not smiling anymore.
No, the next one is you with a friend, right? To show that you're social and prove that you're not like a loner. Now,
what if I am, though?
If you are a loner, we need to remedy that one first, all right? Where's the Tinder app for friends, all right? And then, like, after that, you can kind of do whatever. Like, show yourself doing an activity. Like, I play guitar, so I would put me playing a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, with my band or something. In your bio, please don't put something dumb. Just put some like don't put something stupid.
Thanks for the advice.
Just like
just
say
that's where I was going wrong. I was
and
I put in my bio, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. I haven't been getting any matches.
Yeah, it's like no. And then just make sure you have like good quality pictures. Don't take them on like
mine were all blurry.
Don't take them on a Motorola. Don't take them on like a Motorola.
Finger coming to the frame and everything.
All of this makes isn't doing any of this.
Matt, you guys say this like it's like
no,
obvious.
You're right.
Like,
it's just...
but it's like like all my girlfriends are like, bro, his profile fucking sucks, and I'm like, yeah, valid.
They say
So
your profile sucks.
yeah, they said my profile sucks, but I have a girlfriend now, so I don't have a.
Wait, then why are we?
Oh.
Then
Well,
why
I'm
are
gonna do
we?
the opposite of everything you
Yeah,
just said. I'm
okay,
gonna have a
yeah.
horrible
If your
bio,
profile
blurry
sucks, put
pictures.
something dumb,
My
blurry
profile,
And they will
pictures.
not see my teeth.
my profile was great. My profile was
Wait,
great.
you just
You
okay.
just said
I was
You
joking.
just said it
I was
wasn't great.
joking. I was
Oh,
joking.
I
I
don't
should
get
have
it.
known.
I was acting, or was I? No. Yeah. I mean, it worked. I have a girlfriend, don't I?
Fair enough.
You didn't meet her on Tinder though, did you?
Maybe
Did
not.
you? You did? Okay.
Mom, if you're watching this, no, you're not.
Oh, I see. I've dated a girl I met on Tinder before. I don't think
Yeah.
that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing either.
But
I think
like, it depends. For us, it's fine. But like, you're over 40. It's like, ooh,
no one is over 40
I-
watching this.
you don't know that.
That's true. 40 plus people sound off in the chat. I have a hard time. That whole
If
bunch.
you're over, look, there's a one over 40 guy on Tinder that listens to this show, and I think it's fine. I think whatever you do, if it works out, the ends justify the means, and you got to do what you got to do to
gotta
find
do what
love
you
in this
gotta
world.
do.
I don't think that there's a wrong way to do things at all.
There isn't. No, there absolutely isn't. It's so yeah. Get on the Tinder grind. Don't we have like a sponsor in the works of like a dating app?
Yeah,
So,
we could have just killed
we killed
that. Well, whatever dating app, Tinder sucks. Tinder's ass, and this new dating app is way better. So, yeah.
So true. But NFL
Tinder's what we
offseason,
used in the past when we
Super
were
Bowl's over.
stupid. I'm 49 using
49. I'm over 40 and I pull on
Hey, man. No hate.
any
no hate
no
from
hate.
us.
Respect, mad respect. Anyway, both of the Eagles coordinators are gone after losing the Super Bowl. That's pretty big.
Really? Both of them? I thought it was just the defensive coordinator.
The offensive
No.
one is expected. I don't know if it's official.
Expected to do what?
To be the head coach of the Colts.
Oh, shit. I didn't even see that, man. I'm out
Yeah.
of the loop.
Yeah, so they're
This is
losing
bad.
both of their
Did
coordinators.
Rappaport say it? Because Rappaport is good friends with the offensive coordinator of the Eagles, Shane Steichen. And I know this because I was trying to ask Steichen a question, but he ended up talking to Rappaport for like 40 minutes.
'Cause
then I
they're
just left.
besties.
They were talking forever, dude. I was like, I don't have time to do all this. So then I went off and I asked someone else a question. So I know if Rappaport reports it, it is 100% true because that guy apparently loves.
Both are official. Is
Okay.
What chat's saying. So,
Yeah, I think the Gannon hire is pretty dumb.
I can't believe they're like, yeah, we want this defensive guy instead of Bieniemy. Like, I just don't, I
Right.
don't get it. I don't.
A
get
defensive
it.
guy whose defense didn't really step up to the challenge when they were tested this year versus Dak Prescott and Mahomes. I mean, they allowed a combined like 78 points in those two games. Like people get on Ed Donatel for, being too vanilla, just dropping into too high and, rushing four and just trying to prevent the big play. And that's about all you got in your bag. And Donatel didn't adjust and he never strayed from that really. And he's too conservative. And then even when it wasn't working versus the Giants and Daboll, he stuck with it and he got cooked. And like, I mean, maybe this is disingenuous, but it seems to me like Gannon kind of ran into the same problems but he just had better players. So it kind of worked out, So I don't know. It's like Lou Anarumo from Cincinnati, like he has better schemes, better game plans, more diverse game plans.
I didn't even
He's
think
more
about him.
experienced and he has better results. And he came in for an interview as well. And if like that's defensive guy versus defensive guy, but like I would have hired Lou Anarumo from those two, and I would probably have hired an offensive guy over both for Kyler. And if I don't know, maybe not, but I don't think that matters quite as much as some people think that it does. But Yeah, I just don't think that he did enough this year to prove that he was, worth giving the keys to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably agree. Um, I didn't feel strongly about how they played. I don't know. I don't have a ton to say about it other than what you just said. That's the thing about a lot of coaching hires. I think much of it comes down to being a coordinator and being a head coach aren't the same thing. And it's really hard to tell whether or not somebody's going to be good at that, even if you have an interview. And we didn't even interview him.
Right.
So
But Theo
I,
did
I w-
interview Bieniemy, so
I did talk to Bieniemy. And who knows if Bieniemy wanted this job. This ownership group is kind of tough, it feels like, and the it's kind of a dysfunctional organization. I believe Twitter told me that he um, turned down an interview request with the Cardinals in the past, not this season, but in the past.
yeah.
So this time around, they didn't consider him. But still, it stings when there's guys like Bieniemy who I feel, you want guys from the Andy Reid tree. You do. Like, I would want a guy from that tree. There's guys like that out there who I think would be better. There's better defensive minds out there, in my opinion. I always wonder why Spags doesn't get more coaching run. Like, I think that he's a very good, like, for the Eagles to lose both of their coordinators and the Chiefs to keep both of their coordinators, and neither of their coordinators even to really get considered for any job. It's just as strange to me. I just don't understand why we're not poaching everyone from the Chiefs.
I've seen a lot of people have this theory that um Bieniemy wants to like stay in Kansas City and take over after Reid retires. But I'm like, that seems like it falls under the assumption that Reid retires like next year, right?
Right. I don't think Reid is going to retire anytime soon. Like maybe this decade, like maybe he retires in the 2020s at some point, but
I
it's
don't
not
know.
really something that's imminent on the horizon to, I don't know, maybe
But
though.
the enemy might not care about that or how quickly it's coming. I think, and if you've worked jobs in real life, you know how much it matters, like the culture of the place you work, and that
Yeah.
can totally change whether or not only whether or not you succeed, but just how much you enjoy working there. So if the enemy's sitting there, he's like, I'm offensive coordinator. I'm going to get a lot of credit, and I'm going to get paid a good amount too to work here, and I've got arguably the greatest quarterback ever. Yeah, if it's 5 years before I end up coaching this team and then inherit Mahomes, I'd rather do that than like, well, I guess I have to be a head coach because now I possibly can be one, and I'm gonna move my entire house. I don't know, does he have a family? I'm gonna move my
He
family
does.
too, and I'm going to go to Arizona, which is some terrible situation that might not be salvageable no matter how good I do, and they fired a coach in 1 year. Like, yeah, I'm not leaving, and I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, I don't. Rumor has it Bieniemy is going to Washington to be the OC. That would shock me. Why he would go to a lateral move from the best
Right.
organization to the worst organization. His contract is up, so we'll
Right.
see. Um, I'd im- I'd imagine.
If he takes another offensive coordinator role, he's not going to go to a team that isn't already kind of set, right? Like Baltimore, like you would go to a Baltimore with a Lamar. Like
How
you're
many
going to,
offensive coordinator situations are open right now?
yeah, that's the other thing, right? It's like the Eagles.
That'd be pretty crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you seeing that rumor? I haven't heard anything
I
about it.
haven't seen it either.
That's the
Yeah.
thing is
Who?
like,
I don't have too much to say about that. Besides, it would very much surprise me to see a lateral move, but to Washington. Baltimore hired Monken. I mean, Monken's a
right.
phenomenal play caller. I haven't watched a ton of Georgia, but I know that he did some really cool things versus Ohio State with wing tight ends and changing the math versus in the running game, and then how he built the passing game off of that. This is something that I watched a video on, so this was not my own. Um, my own takeaway, but if a really good account is the Coordinator Project on YouTube, and if you're a Ravens fan, um, go watch that video about Monken's play calling versus Ohio State. It was a really satisfying video to see how
I
all the
will not be
pieces fit.
watching that video.
You'll not be watching that?
No.
Yeah, it was a very satisfying video to see like how exactly he manipulated everything and how he built all of his play calling, and it all kind of meshed together, like sequenced together perfectly. So that's kind of what I know about Monken is through that video via the Coordinator Project. That's really good content. I'm not really a college football guy, so I can't say that I've like really dove into a lot of his stuff, but yeah, it's very good.
Fair enough.
So I like it. I think that he is good based on the street, based on the fact that Georgia is amazing, and there are, Stetson Bennett has won 2 national championships, and their defense is really good, but their offense is also very good, with far less talent than their defense has. So yeah,
Wow.
I like it.
At tight end, he's got talent.
He does have talent.
At tight end, Georgia has better tight ends than a lot of NFL teams. Like currently, right now, right this second, I promise you, Brock Bowers starts on an NFL team.
Oh God, yeah,
He
starts
so
on an.
good.
I mean, there's like 5 good tight ends in the league, so he's probably a top 10 tight end last year. So yeah. Which star player do you think the Broncos are shopping? Apparently, it's not Simmons. Are they shopping a star player?
Where did you hear that from? Just wondering.
It probably is. It's probably Albright if it's anything Broncos related. I don't know.
I think that's kind of a funny report, though.
They're
shopping a star
someone.
player. I won't say who, though. Could be anybody. Okay.
I mean, they're probably asking if anyone wants to trade for Russell Wilson. Like, hey, yeah, I don't know. Bulls, as a Broncos fan, I think it's Bulls. That's probably not a bad guess. So, yeah, I'll agree. That contract expires in 2025. I don't know. And it's not Simmons. I mean, it could be Cortland Sutton.
That would make the most sense to me.
Cortland Sutton is a guy who kind of had a disappointing year this year. I think all things considered, you expected him to come out and, play really well and kind of get back to what he was on pace for before the injury a couple years ago. They could save $6 million, $7 million by trading him, it seems like, in 2023. So, I mean, it wouldn't shock me. This is not a very good receiver class in the draft. I feel like if you want a true X receiver, like Addison could be more of a slot guy. JSN is a bit more of a slot guy. Do you like Quentin Johnston? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. He's kind of a decisive player. So if a team wants to copy the successes of all the wide receiver trades that happened last year, Adams or Hill or whatever, if a team wants to add that number 1 receiver, there's really none in free agency and there's really none in the draft that are slam dunks. So I could definitely see the value of trading a guy like Cortland Sutton. And yeah,
I mean,
that's on the. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Theo, I've recently come to this realization that my admiration for Rashee Rice came from comparing him to the other receivers in this class, which are also very mid.
I straight up think that
to real NFL wide receivers, and I'm like, when you compare him to like an actual NFL player and not just like, oh, look at the other 4 mediocre wide receivers that are getting drafted around the same place as him. It's like, oh. Well,
so what are your receiver rankings at the moment then?
Right now?
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. I had the big board. Receivers.
Flowers are not mid.
What about Zay Flowers?
Oh, just reading a comment.
Oh. So right now I have JSN 1, Zay Flowers 2, and then Rashee Rice and Parker Washington are tied at 3.
Is that everybody you've watched?
Well, then there's like Quentin Johnston, Josh Downs, but those were like, I thought we were just going up to Rashee Rice, but like, yeah, it's JSN, Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice, and Parker Washington, Johnston, Downs, Addison.
You have Rice above Addison.
Maybe I didn't finish Addison. I haven't finished Addison yet.
I think Rice is terrible.
haven't finished
I think he's
Addison yet,
awful. I think he's terrible.
Who is the Maryland guy? I've heard good things about him.
I don't know. I mean, I've only watched 3 wide receivers, so I've watched JSN, Addison, and now Rice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Rice is like a 7th round pick.
My notes on Addison,
bad.
my initial notes on Addison were that he tracks the ball pretty well and he's like has really good balance. And like he's a balanced athlete after the catch. But like to me, the first thing I saw Rashee Rice do was make like a circus catch. And I'm like, what the?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's done that before. He's just slow and he doesn't run real routes and he drops the ball all the time and he's just not a real athlete. I don't think he has a strength really. Like he can make some contested catches, but I truly don't think that he's like particularly special at that. I see him drop a lot of passes. There are plenty of times where, like, for every time he does catch the ball, there are 2 times where he doesn't make one of those catches, and his contested catch rate is actually pretty low. So I hesitate to even say, like,
is it low or because he could be low, but it's like all of his catches are contested, and that would be
all he runs are comebacks, comeback,
he really
comeback.
does run so many.
He runs comebacks over and over and over and over again. So, and I don't know why teams have just not sat on it, because when it's either the 3rd or 4th inside step, he'll settle down. It's one of those 2. And if he's slow as shit, I think. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about him beating you over the top. Just sit on it. That's what Cincinnati did, and they got a pick 6 on him because they had the guys that could keep up with him down the field. Number 9, you were talking about that, Matt. Like, number 9 is not that good. Like that, I texted in the group chat. That first play is like one of the only times where I watched Rashee Rice get separation over the top, and that's because he was kind of sitting on it, and then it didn't happen. He actually kept going forward. Yeah. But 9 was able to catch up to him pretty easily, and he couldn't make the contested catch. His contested catch rate is
Rice is gonna run like a 4.6.
I think he's I actually think he's like a 7, like a day 3 depth piece special teamer, because he's a good blocker.
Special teamer?
Yeah, I don't think he's a starter at all. He's just not an athlete. I really do not like him at all.
I like Zay Flowers a decent amount. That dude is he has some pretty gnarly speed. And I mean, he can make some mad plays after the catch. I've seen a lot of people compare him to AB, and I'm like, that's not fair.
That's an unfair thing to do.
Yeah, it's like you're setting him up to fail if you compare him to one of the greatest receivers of our generation.
I don't have too many thoughts on Zay Flowers yet. He does look pretty fast, though.
Yeah, he is small though. He's like really small.
Yeah. And that's another thing with Rice, is like he's known as this ball winner. Like, oh, look at all these circus catches. And then he was billed as being 6'3", but he's actually just 6 feet tall.
I'm like, is he 6 foot? I want to see him get measured at the combine.
He already got measured. He got measured at the Senior Bowl. He's 6 feet tall.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
that is tough. Yeah, nah.
I actually hate his film. I did not see what you saw.
But we're changing his height to 6.0 then, because it was 6.25 and now it's 6.0. Yeah, Zay Flowers is 5'10", like 170. Like he is.
Yeah, I don't know. I like bigger receivers, so
do I.
But I think that Zay, I don't know. We'll see. Thoughts on Nathaniel Dell? I mean, he looked good at the Senior Bowl, but again, he's tiny, and all these. I'm sick of all these tiny guys. Like, who was it last year? Like, oh
5'10",
man, look at
165.
Calvin Austin the third, and look at like how quick he is. It's like, well, of course he's quick. He's tiny.
Yeah, he
You know,
doesn't
he's
have a
got to be
choice.
quick. So I don't know. Every single year around Senior Bowl season, like these tiny receivers get hyped up because they're fast and they're good in these one-on-one situations because they're just so quick. It's like I don't know,
I
man.
think Zay is better than just in like one-on-one. Like he's a legit like yak monster. Like he can legit make plays after the catch. But yeah, Dell's tiny. I think people are like expecting a lot of these guys to be the next Devontae. Because it was like, oh, Devontae's too small. Devontae's too small, and then he's just awesome.
Yeah, and Devontae's big. He's like tall,
Well, yeah,
and he
he's
also won the
6'1".
Heisman in college.
He's like
If Tank Dell won the Heisman, I'd probably feel differently about him, but he didn't.
He's like
So
he's like the only receiver ever to win Heisman.
Right.
He cooked Cincinnati in 2021.
he does look good. I mean, I don't
He-
think he's bad. It's just like, you know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not too in love with a lot of the receivers, other than JSN, who's just the GOAT.
I like Addison a decent amount. I think that I think both JSN and Addison, like I just don't see a world where they're like bad players. They're just too good at creating separation. Addison's got that speed to take the top off a defense that JSN doesn't. I prefer Addison just a little bit, but JSN's also pretty.
Addison's not too.
Addison's not very big either.
He's not very. He's like 6 feet 175, which I don't know if did he measure at 6 feet. Was he at the Senior Bowl?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, so we'll have to see if he actually measures at 6 feet, because that could end up being like a 5'10", 5'11". But we'll see. I don't know. Yeah.
Kayshon
Who?
Boutte. Kayshon Boutte. Well, his off the field problems are so insane. I would want no part in
How
that.
insane are we talking?
Like extremely insane. Like extremely
Can
insane.
you not say it on the live? Is it that bad?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to put it. Maybe the comments can just say it so I don't have to,
Yeah.
if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Search Kayshon Boutte trainer on Google.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you'll find out.
Okay.
Or do not do that. Do not do that. Yeah.
You get like a virus.
Yeah, the comments are comments. Yeah, it's Earl Thomas.
Oh God.
I would not be reeled down to draft him after what is rumored to have happened at LSU. So
this is
it's
not good.
bad. It's bad. It's bad. But
He did what? he had no.
Yeah.
Do not let him cook.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not a it's a tough year for wide receivers, but yeah, so if teams who really want one, who really need one, if you're the Ravens and you're like, man, we got to get Lamar a wide receiver finally, and they want a guy like Cortland Sutton might be the dude you call about, you know.
It's not a
I could see it.
not a bad plan. I don't know.
But I don't know. I feel like JSN is maybe not getting quite the hype I'd like him to. Yeah, I saw a couple people say he's a second rounder. I think he's better than that. But I just don't think I think teams maybe towards the top guys start caring a little bit too much about the measurables. And I know that might sound dumb, but like the reason why Garrett Wilson wasn't a Jamar Chase level wide receiver prospect is because he wasn't tall enough. But like if you watch his game, you know that ultimately doesn't matter. And with JSN, obviously, like I know he had more yards when him, Olave, and JSN played together. JSN is not the prospect that Wilson is, obviously. But there is something to just be like, he's like, well, he's a slot guy, blah, 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 blah. He just gets open, man. He's
Yeah,
just so
you would
technical and so
take
good. I just don't care.
Keenan Allen. I truly believe like athletically, Keenan Allen is washed these days. Like I truly believe like he does not move like well enough, but he's smart and he just it doesn't matter if he kind of like just jogs to the open spot in the zone and just stands there and he gets like hundreds of yards a game. Like
if you could get prime Keenan Allen back, you'd take that.
yeah, or you know, where would you take Amon-Ra St. Brown in a redraft? Like he was a probable like I don't know if he was a Pro Bowler this year, but he very easily could have been. So yeah, I think that JSN's a very solid player. I would not be unhappy. Like I said, I think the Bears should trade back and take him, and I think that would help Fields a lot. Someone who can get open that quickly, and maybe you would trust him and get the ball out a little bit quicker. Yeah, I think that he's good. So I don't think he's like that Jamar Chase tier player, and you know the draft is maybe about finding like someone really special, especially if you're drafting early. And I don't know if he's going to be like one of those really special guys. Like I believe Garrett Wilson could be, but yeah, he's real good. So yeah.
Yeah. And I do wonder if like his injury could end up being a bit of a blessing in disguise, giving him time to just prepare for the combine. Because if he could just run fast enough, I think that could really boost his stock, because that's the one thing that we keep looking at is like, you know, what's his 40 time going to look like? But if he can even pull like just under a 4.5, like 4.49 or even a low 4.5, I think that would really boost his stock.
What wide receiver will get taken first? Quentin, he's such a tough one.
I wouldn't be shocked if Quentin was the first.
I wouldn't be shocked either after the combine. I think he's gonna be the one that measures at 6'4", and he's gonna run the fastest.
So he's gonna be tall and fast, but JSN will have everything else on him. This is garbage. This is garbage.
I mean, you know who else is tall and fast? Usain Bolt.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, why not? Because apparently he can't be. You know, what was I gonna say? JSN being hurt, not a blessing in disguise. No, he would have put up legendary numbers, and Ohio State would have won the national title, brother. That is not a blessing in disguise in my book.
I guess that's fair.
It's one of the worst things to ever happen.
I'm just saying. He could put together a good combine.
He's not going to run fast. And even if he does, if you're like, well, I guess he's fast now, you're getting fooled. And he doesn't need to be because he catches the ball. Whatever, you know.
I think that it's I think that I was very disappointed to see him miss the whole year, because the other thing is like he's not really an athlete before, you know, and now he's got this knee injury, and so like people will be like, well, is he even a worse athlete now? Like, it would have been nice for him to come back. And
but if he runs really fast at the combine,
he can't do that. He's not. He's not really fast. People who are not.
You can train speed.
I guess, but you can't do it all year when you're hurt. If he was good enough to train speed, he would have been playing.
But no, he wouldn't have. No, you do prehab, and then you get surgery, and then you do rehab. And as you're rehabbing, you're also going to be training to get back to that full level.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, you can victory lap this if he runs like a 4.45, but I just
what if
don't
he runs a
think
4.46? Then I can't.
No, then absolutely you can't.
Only if he goes a 4.45. All right.
Yeah,
he gets to be a bionic knee.
He will be. Yeah. I don't know. He's good though. He is good.
Yes, he is good.
He also went to Ohio State, so like unfortunately
and it really is that easy. I promise you.
It does not have to be that hard. Like, yeah, he'll be a solid player at the very least. Who's the worst Ohio State receiver in the league right now? Like
in the league right now? I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some guys. Like there's receivers who get in who are like not hyped up, but I promise you every hyped up Ohio State wide receiver is good. The worst one in the league right now is Benjamin Victor.
Oh, so true.
Although
So true.
still a legend because of that one play against Penn State.
Oh my gosh.
Where he was so uncoordinated that he dodged a tackle. It was awesome.
Matt,
And then he just like galloped in.
Matt, do you know who the most heartbreaking receiver that should have been good in the NFL but wasn't from Ohio State is?
You're not gonna say Alec.
Are you gonna say
Mack,
Braxton Miller?
Alex...
Good God, no. Both of you, no. What?
KJ Hill?
Devin Smith.
Devin Smith. Oh my God. That is the last Ohio State receiver that was actually like legitimately a bust.
Yeah.
Like was drafted
he
relatively
was a
highly and
dog.
just was not good.
He was a dog.
Second round pick to the Jets, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And he just
I swear to God, he had one bomb touchdown in him a game. It was awesome. Didn't he catch the Hail Mary against Wisconsin?
Yep. Yeah. It was great. He
Fuck
was
that
so
guy
good.
then. I was watching the game. I was rooting so Wisconsin would have gone to the playoff, I think, if he didn't do that, right?
No, that was in like 2011.
What I remember watching this game. I can't remember what was
An
at
Ohio
stake.
State Wisconsin game where Wisconsin would have gone to the playoffs maybe in 2014, but Wisconsin was like 12 then.
Or was it they were the number? I don't know. There was some big importance to this game.
Devin Smith caught a Hail Mary against every team he played against, pretty much. So
Yeah.
he was so like that.
Who has the better track record, OSU receivers or Alabama DBs?
That's
That's a good question.
that's really good.
Alabama's got Marlin and Minka and Sertan and who else?
Mahomes said something to AJ Brown. I'm kind of on team AJ Brown right now.
I'm kind of on team Juju because I think AJ Brown is objectively wrong to say Juju was on his way to out of the league. I don't think that was true. I thought Juju's I'm glad you got that off your chest was a kind of a funny thing. I don't know. I like them both. I like Juju and AJ Brown like a lot. I think that Juju's super overhated and like a pretty cool guy. And I like AJ Brown a lot too. So I don't really want to pick a size.
I'll pick a side. I think Juju, people are like, and this is why I'm so glad Twitter's free. And it's like the lamest like Valentine shit you've ever seen. It's like, okay, it's kind of funny because it's two NFL players, but the joke itself, like that shit is not funny. And it's one of those jokes where you can't say you don't find it funny, or people will be like, you're mad the Chiefs won. And I don't care. But like, it's not that funny,
No,
guys.
Matt, I am mad. You guys see the video of me just like with like the jersey on is like doing numbers on my spam?
Mm-mm.
No, it's just like
Thinks he's on the team. I'll go look at it.
Team. People are like, it's like most sane Eagles fan.
I don't know. I like them both. I think they both. I don't know. I don't really know.
Whatever happened to
TikTok boy?
respect? Calling him TikTok boy? That's funny as hell.
Man.
Look. And then Mahomes is like, well, he must just be bored. Like, you guys said something first. You guys started it. And this was after James Bradbury was like, I did hold. It's on me. Great game. Shout out to him. And Juju's like, go fuck yourself anyway. And trying to dunk on him on Twitter the next day when Juju was like, receiver one, and that's half the argument for Mahomes winning MVP. Shut up, man.
Yeah.
This Twitter shit's serious.
All right, the list of Alabama DBs in the NFL right now: Marlon Humphrey, Eddie Jackson, Ronnie Harrison Jr. Did I miss someone? No. Okay. Trayvon Diggs, Kareem Jackson, Pat Surtain.
Hearing a lot of frauds.
So true, man.
I haven't heard a good name yet.
Xavier McKinney. I think those are I think those are the main ones.
I gotta.
Yeah, those are the big ones.
I think I don't know.
What about the Miami of Ohio Redhawks?
What about
Do you
they
guys
got
have a
Dominique
player in the NFL right now?
Robinson and Big Ben.
Big Ben,
And
man.
You cannot
Ben.
claim Ivan Pace Jr.
I can claim.
I'm gonna get very very
claim-
serious. I'm gonna
Okay.
do that like they
No,
do for
no,
Joe
no, no.
Burrow.
He's going into the NFL Hall of Fame as a Red Hawk, I fear.
Yeah. He's gonna get on that stage after he gets drafted, and he's gonna chant, "Go Red Hawks!"
No, he's
Yeah,
not
man.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. What
I'm
were you
saying
talking
the Ohio
about?
State receivers are better.
Okay, let's pull up the list of Ohio State receivers.
Oh, I could do that.
I would say Ohio State receivers have the higher hit rate in terms of like there might be more Alabama DBs, but like every single Ohio State receiver is like a top 10 guy. Like
When is that? I mean,
yeah.
it really since Brian Hartline has been there, I think every single day 1 or 2 pick they've had has been like 1,000-yard receiver. I think that's the stat.
It's pretty high. You have Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Garrett Wilson, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Paris Campbell,
Campbell would be the other one. Campbell was really not
Noah
that great.
Brown.
But you know what? Campbell overdrafted. Noah Brown overdrafted. These are things that I could have told you before the draft.
I think, yeah. I mean, for Olave and Garrett Wilson to be like the 2 best rookies this year. Sorry, 49ers fans, and sorry, Seahawks fans, but like, I legitimately think Olave and Wilson were the best 2 rookies and offensive rookies.
There we go.
Um,
I can think of one rookie I may take over Olave.
He can think of one.
well, offensive rookies.
Oh, I thought you just said rookies straight up.
No,
I would have been
no.
really mad at you.
Yeah, Tariq Woolen. Got to be in that conversation for surely.
Tariq Woolen sadly was put in the blender by Kyle Shanahan last week.
You know, I really, I'm never going to get over myself. I should have been just so arrogantly biased last year during the draft period, and I would have been so right. I was honestly, dude, Garrett Wilson as prospect 1 was pretty darn biased, man. That came true. I should have just been like, I should have really
Sauce 1, Olave 2, or Sauce 1, Wilson 2, Olave 3 would have aged just beautifully. It would have aged like.
It's like, yeah, those should be the
literally
first
been
3 picks.
And then, yeah, Kenneth Walker because he beat Michigan so badly. And I don't know. Ritter would have been your first miss at number 5.
Hey, he hasn't been a miss yet.
How
But
many receiving yards did Alec Pierce have this year? He was actually pretty good
he was
right?
pretty
It
good.
was all right, yeah.
on a team that
Couldn't throw the ball.
could not actually throw the ball to any serious extent. How many? All right, under over. Okay, he had 600 yards.
That's fine.
Not bad.
That's not so
That's
bad. Considering
What
situation.
was he, like a 4th round pick?
No, he's like a second.
I think he was a second.
Was he a second?
He's nice.
Oh, he was like pick 52 or something.
Ivan Pace, Fred Warner. That is not true because Fred Warner is gigantic. Fred Warner is like 6 foot.
No, I agree.
Ivan Pace can be the next Matt Milano.
God, dude, if I started calling Ivan Pace linebacker 1 in this class, that'd be awesome.
You have to.
Well,
He's so
What's
so
stopping you,
good
man?
though. He really is pretty small. But I feel like people are like, oh, he's not
Let
getting
me
coverage. I
s-
don't really believe that. I don't think so. I think he's pretty good.
Theo, is there a linebacker in this class better than Ivan Pace?
I don't know. I have not watched a smidge of linebackers.
Neither
so
have I.
The thing
far.
about it is I'd be saying that having watched no other.
One of them, so the top linebacker is from Clemson though. So
Oh,
Mm.
is
So
really
he
who?
sucks.
Trenton Sampson.
Really? He's the top linebacker.
Yeah, it's either him or
We are,
Drew.
That's it.
we
Really?
are not drafting him.
He is fraudulent. I think that what is his name? God. It's him or Drew Sanders, I think, or Saunders or something like that. Who is my linebacker one simply because he converted to edge rusher and played in the SEC. And give me those that sounds fine to me. So
Sounds fine to Theo.
Is it
Gets the Theo
Samson or
Ash
is
live
it,
show.
it's Simpson?
oh,
Oh
like,
my
is it
god,
Simpson?
The Simpsons.
It
the
is
jokes write themselves. That's like the yellow cartoon, no?
Yeah, Simpson. My bad. I say Samsonite. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of those two.
So Ivan Pace linebacker 1 is what I'm hearing.
Well, he's better than Simpson.
Yeah,
This we know.
because he's a cartoon.
With
character.
this we know.
He's a
Yes,
cartoon character that played for Clemson. We can't have that in the league.
you cannot have cartoon boy.
It's Bart Simpson. Let me get the when do we get the Peter Griffin in the NFL?
There's probably been one before. He's probably been one before.
We get a Family Guy in the NFL.
AJ responded to Mahomes. Uh-oh.
Let's
see it.
Uh-oh. Time to go on Twitter.
I think the Chiefs have to win this because they're the ones who won the Super Bowl.
See, that's not fair.
I don't know. Like,
He said he called you and told on me.
or Mahomes just is on Twitter. I don't know, man. I think the Chiefs sadly have to, because the Chiefs can just be like, we won, you lost, and I don't know what AJ Brown can say to that. So yeah, that's my take on the situation.
The Panthers won the Super Bowl here soon, man. I want to do this.
Dog, if when the Browns win the Super Bowl, I'm going to be
They're not winning the
obnoxious.
Super Bowl ever.
I'm going to be an insane person.
You actually
Theo,
will be.
you
I
muted
actually
your
will
mic.
block you when that happens. I'm not playing.
Theo, you muted your mic. We can't hear you.
Do you believe in karma? Do you believe the energy gives back the universe, the energy you put out? Do you believe in that as an overall concept?
I'm just going to speak it into existence. The Browns are going to win the Super Bowl.
That is a non-answer. It's not a real
I
answer.
think trading 3 first when your defense is dog shit and giving up $50 million for a quarterback who isn't even playing good right now it's not even karma. It was just a bad trade. Like, it sounds like, well, you'll give up anything to get a quarterback. There's no way if it's a quarterback, you can't possibly give up too much. But it's like, yeah, you can.
If he stinks.
He's not winning. It's not winning a Super Bowl by himself.
My favorite part of the AJ Brown thing is right before he went on this whole rant. I guess this was before Juju even tweeted it, but before it just says clickbait, as in like people are just saying things for clicks, and then he has continued to like engage. I don't know.
I think he's pissed that he lost.
He is pissed that he lost. Real. Yeah, that is real.
Yeah. If the Browns
It'd be way
lost the
funnier if
Super
the guys
Bowl,
just
I'd be
came on
pissed
Twitter
too.
like, I'm just pissed I lost.
I'm mad as hell right now because I wish I won the game.
That should be me.
Just arg AAARRRGGG exclamation point.
Yeah,
I
and then
lost.
Juju responds, rah.
Rah, we won. No. If it was, Philly would be in the ocean right now.
The Browns are in a constant state of negative karma. What did we do? What did we do to deserve to be bad for 2 decades?
Oh, I don't know. Something.
No Super Bowls. Never even been to one. Matt, at least you've been to one.
It's really not all that much better.
You went.
It actually
Brown.
pretty sucks pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah. At least you
Yeah.
went.
It's pretty awful, man. It's
To go to one and lose.
yeah, to lose that one. Yeah, it was bad. That's I think that and the Falcons are two of the worst Super Bowl losses ever.
I don't
got
think
one.
the Panthers one was not as nearly as I would say.
Oh, it's bad. We don't have one, and that we would have been in debate for being the best team of all time if we had won it.
So you're complaining about
And now
season
and
in
Cam
which you were
Cam
almost
Newton's entire legacy is crushed because of that, and they were just immediately horrible and never got good
boo-hoo.
again.
Every quarterback my team has ever had has no legacy.
Yeah, but I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
What quarterback did you have deserve to have a legacy that got ruined?
I'm taking Jake Delhomme over Browns quarterback in his
Hey, let Jason Campbell cook.
The running quarterback narrative, I just need a running quarterback to win one of these things. Like, I know they can do it. I watched Jalen Hurts put up 35. Like, I know it's possible that it is not an impossible task. They just need to get paired with like something, a competent defensive performance or something. I don't know. So a real wide receiver it is possible. I know it to be true.
Deshaun Kaiser. Bro, Otto Graham won like 9 championships. That man has a legacy.
That is true. Yeah. You say you ever won one. You've never even been to one. You guys have more than just about anybody.
We have NFL championships, but no one cares about those.
As a Packer fan, I have to say that those are the same thing. the rebrand.
Title Town, baby.
Yes. They need to bring back the elf to win. They brought him back this year. He was on the field with
That
his smirk.
sucks.
Nah,
The little elf dude, he's horrible.
we need to like resurrect Swagger Senior.
No, you have too many. Who? It never fails to make me laugh how many mascots the Browns have.
Swagger was
the mascot dog, the
Swagger,
actual dog,
that's
and
Swagger.
the elf.
The actual dog is Swagger.
What's the name of the mascot dog then? The guy in the costume.
Chomps or Brownie.
Okay, and then what's the name of the elf?
Or Brownie it's Brownie the elf, Chomps the mascot dog, and Swagger the real dog. But Swagger died, so now we have Swagger Jr. And
They think this is college, man. This is why you'll never be great. This is what you did.
I was thinking about it. You know how like Auburn, like the Auburn Tigers, but it's War Eagle. I know the story behind that, but I think the real answers to why they have to do that is because they can't have a live tiger at the games. You can do an eagle, but you can't be like, and here comes the Auburn live tiger.
I think you could. Just tame it.
I think that'd be so funny.
The Browns need a full mascot rebuild. Well, it's like a quarterback, you know, if you have 2 mascots or you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. It's the same thing with like they've got 3. This is like the Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Mitch Trubisky battle from the beginning of the year. This is
not
3.
fair to me, man.
They need one. They need to get rid of. They need a new one. I don't know what it would be. Just the elf. I don't know, or just the dog.
I honestly think they'd be so much better if it was just the Cleveland Bulldogs and they were just like that fit that makes it so much easier. You could have a color scheme that isn't easily the worst in the NFL.
I like the Browns. I like that we're named the Browns.
Oh, buddy, we know.
I don't have a problem with the name the Cleveland Browns. It sounds fine to me, but they should rebrand and they should just fold is what they should do.
No, we've already tried that, man. It doesn't.
They should do it again. They should try. It didn't work the first time. They should do it again.
No.
And they should move a team to Yeah, London.
The Browns folded when they were good. That's what is frustrating. Like,
They didn't fold, they moved.
they folded, bro.
They moved to a better city.
Not
then won a
a better
title.
Baltimore.
I'd rather go to Baltimore than Cleveland.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if that's true. Actually, I don't know. I'm just hating on the Browns right now, but
yeah, they moved when they were good, and they had Bill Belichick as their coach, and they were like, let's pack up, and then they left.
J.C. Horn cornerback 1 agenda. It's been far easier to push the Sauce Gardner cornerback 1 agenda because that is very arguably true. Horn being cornerback 1, there is not a very good case for it at all. I think that's my approach with being biased, though. If I can get away with the take, I'm giving it if it's for my guys. But I won't just pretend things aren't true or things that are true that aren't entirely. At least.
Browns uniforms some of the ugliest in the league. That's not true. The Browns, I think, have very nice uniforms.
Yeah, it
does have.
They're old ones that were like all browns and had like browns on the side of the pants. Were pretty terrible.
My Nick Chubb jersey is dirty right now, but it's like the 1946 Classic Edition. Those are clean. Those are clean.
They are. Those are nice.
I'm trying to. Who does have the worst uniforms?
Oh, it's definitely the. I really don't like the Rams uniforms. I'm sorry, but I don't. It looks like fondant number. They're like cake fondant numbers, I think. And anything with a gradient is bad. So the Falcons, when they wear the gradient, looks terrible. The Rams also have like the gradient numbers, I think. Yeah. Eagles' worst uniforms. They don't have the worst uniforms. I don't know if they have the worst uniforms at all. I think. Who else has really bad ones? The Cardinals. Yeah, the Cardinals have pretty bad uniforms.
The Cardinals are bad. The Texans aren't great.
The Packers uniforms are atrocious. I will kill you. Yes.
Yeah, they've got those stupid throwbacks. Throwbacks are only cool if it's to like a time period where they didn't have to like cut up burlap sacks to play a game, man.
I cannot die. I cannot defend this. Yeah, the yellow helmets and like the navy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a huge fan of Denver.
Denver has bad uniforms. Any uniform, I honestly think the Panthers uniforms are not that good.
Oh, that's such a bad take. The Panthers uniforms
like the Panthers
beautiful.
Uniforms.
They have wonderfully. Yeah, they have some of the best uniforms.
I like the Panthers uniforms.
Sometimes they mess with the combos, and I don't like it. But overall,
not true.
Like, they're all white and they're all black are great.
Yeah, if you can throw together a nice all white or all black, you're
yeah,
golden.
it is. With the blue is a nice accent color. Oh, it's wonderful.
Like the Broncos can't do an all white or an all black uniform.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know.
If your uniforms except for like the Giants can't really do all white or all black, but it works. The Patriots are but they kind of have the same color scheme.
Texans are bad. Yeah, I think that any of the I don't like anything left over from like the early 2000s type of design where you get like the Broncos, they're still like that. They haven't updated it in a long time. The Cardinals, they haven't updated it in a long time. The Panthers, I don't know. I definitely think the Cardinals are the worst though. I would agree with that.
Panthers have updated before. They have.
When did they update?
The Panthers have changed their logo before.
Okay. Well, okay.
And fans get incredibly mad if you mix up the two logos that look nearly identical.
Do they?
And they're like, how? It's every once in a while it'll be like ESPN accidentally uses the old logo and be like, how could they possibly not still be using the old logo? And it's like, because they're the same logo, man. Go look it up. It's
the NFL is definitely behind other sports when it comes to jerseys. I disagree with that. I think maybe in terms of like jerseys, because I don't think NFL jerseys look good to just wear around. But when you have the full get up with the pads and the helmet and the cleats and everything, I think NFL aesthetics are pretty good. Baseball has them beat. Get out of here, but get out of town. Gray.
Get out of town.
Yeah.
I
Get
like
out
the
of
idea,
town with
like,
the baseball.
will they let you into the game if you're like fully padded out? Like if you're going to watch an NFL game, can I go in like full pads and a
I think
helmet
you could. I
Yeah.
think you
and
could.
cleats, like the whole thing,
Yeah.
like I'm about to go onto the
Have
field?
you seen some of the get-ups that people have at these games?
I guess that's true. Yeah. I think I'd be like, no, dude, I think you're gonna try to go in and catch a pass or something.
I might, because I think I'm on the team.
You do. NFL reverse retro. And NHL jerseys are the best, is unfortunately. NHL sweaters, they are the best, in my opinion.
To just wear.
Yeah, just to wear and just in general. NFL has the best
I
uniform.
think
NHL has the
I think
best
baseball
uniform.
jerseys are nice to just wear. I don't have one because they're same with NHL. NHL and MLB like merch is dumb expensive.
That is true.
It's
You also
so-
couldn't name a player from either of those leagues.
not true.
You
I
couldn't
can name a
three.
couple of MLB players.
Red Wings red jerseys are the best jerseys in sports. Ball knower, unfortunately. What did Juju do? We got to wrap this up because I got to keep working. But
Because I got to go make a TikTok about this Twitter drama.
Juju ran for me when I check in the game. What does that even mean? Like, he ran for me when I check him in the game. I don't know what is going on. They're just I don't know what that means. Like, you kind of have to match up on who you match up with in football. Like, you can't really like run from somebody. Like, I'm gonna actually line up at X in this formation, unless he means like
can we
after this
switch?
play.
Can we switch to?
But I don't know. I don't know. I have to wrap this up. I have to
Yeah.
leave. So yeah.
I have to get some stuff done as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been an absolute blast. Hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful Valentine's Day. And as always, check out the videos that are coming out. Theo's All 22, Matt's. I don't even know what your video is on, Matt. And I know
It's just on some like solving some problems with that the NBA has.
nice.
Go watch it.
Go watch it. It's good. I'm sure it's good. Matt made it. Theo, you're just doing it all 22 on. You just told me, so I'm gonna remember it. It's the top 10 plays from the Super Bowl.
Yes. And breaking
then,
down how they all happened.
And then I have a Madden video coming out on Friday where I drafted a team that is all players that have the last name starting with the letter B. So we'll see how that goes. And the B team. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. And from Cornboy, Birdboy, and Lemon Boy, we will